HTC is making the Oculus Quest 2 killer. How's it going, everybody? My name's Evolve, and today we're talking about how HTC is making a new standalone VR headset. Maybe this is the competition that we need in the VR market. We'll be talking about how it got leaked, why they leaked it, and if this will really be an Oculus Quest 2 killer, or maybe the next Oculus headset killer. Maybe this will kill the Oculus Quest Pro or the Oculus Quest 3 that's coming out in the future. I mean, Facebook Reality Labs vice president confirmed that there's going to be a Quest Pro around $600. And if this headset's better for that at that same price point, then we'll actually have diversity in the standalone VR market. But before I tell you all that, I'm gonna need you to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. And if you're not convinced to subscribe by just me telling you, then go to the link in the description or hit the card right here, where hopefully there I can convince you. Timestamps will be in the description below, so you can go to any part in the video and see what's up. But first I'm gonna tell you about the history of HTC. So the first HTC headset was called the HTC Vive, and it was extremely popular, with the Oculus Rift costing $1,500. Oh my gosh, I actually didn't know that. I had to look that up. Costing $1,500 and the Vive only costing $800, it was the cheaper and more popular VR headset at the time. Yeah, I know, the Vive cost $800 and it was the cheapest option. Now, I know that might be hard to think about today. Oh, I can get a Quest for $300 and this thing cost $800 and it was way worse. But remember, this was back in the day. This was the beginning of VR. I mean, the NES was expensive when it first came out. Okay, never mind. But both the Rift and the Vive had Lighthouse Tracking, which means you had to set up base stations on your ceiling or on lighthouses in the corner of your room just to track the controllers and the headset. But now we have inside-out tracking, so that's all in the past. Then HTC made the HTC Vive Pro, which did alright, but nothing crazy. The HTC Vive Pro cost $800 again, but at this point the Valve Index had come out, and for another $200 you could get that. And in my opinion, the Valve Index was better in every single area. Controllers, headset, resolution, frame rate, everything was better on the Valve Index. The last headset HTC made was the HTC Vive Cosmos. The HTC Vive Cosmos was the biggest, best, most amazing flop in VR history since the Virtual Boy. Costing $700 for the normal and $900 for the Elite version, this headset was said to be marketed towards consumers, but it was really better in VR arcades and more for company use. And HTC made another headset called the HTC Vive Focus, which is a standalone VR headset that was only released in the southern hemisphere of the world. Which means HTC knows how to make a standalone VR headset. They just can't price it at the same price as the Quest 2 because they don't have Facebook backing them up, and I'll get into that later. So now, how it got leaked. HTC leaked a picture of something on Twitter with the caption, "It's your move." So for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna call this supposed new HTC headset the HTC Move. After looking at older headsets like the Vive Cosmos and the Vive Pro, I realized that that logo wasn't in the same position as they are on those headsets, which means this is probably a new headset. They also tweeted out, "What would you do with 70% more energy?" HTC leaked the standalone VR headset in an interview. Just watch this.
I think for a standalone, it's always a trade-off of kind of capability, price, and ergonomics of products will always be a little higher, and then as the volume goes up, the prices come down. Now, the biggest challenge I see is getting all the things that we want to get into a small package, but still deliver the experience that we want.
Location-based VR hardware. We are in desperate need for wireless, free roam HMDs that are not locked into a Facebook account.
So like I said, it is coming. So keep. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mentioned. We will deliver a product this year. I can't give you any details on it, but
So they leaked this new standalone VR headset and said it would come this year. My question was, would it be the competition that we desperately need in the standalone VR market? And he said no. I believe there will be some competition, but I don't think this headset will be able to get cheap enough to the point where it can actually compete with the Oculus Quest 2. Also, HTC has a smaller library of games. The Quest can afford to make only a small profit because they have Facebook backing it up, and they have a much bigger library of games where they can make money off. But HTC needs to make money off this headset in order to stay in business. And now for the pricing. What is this going to be like for our wallets? There's no exact price that he could tell us in the interview, but I do have some predictions. But I think the HTC Move will cost maybe around $600 or $700. And for the record, I don't think it'll look anything like this. The reason I think he said it wouldn't compete directly with the Oculus Quest 2 is because HTC needs to make money off this headset, which makes sense. If you make a good product, money will come with it. But that's not the way for every company. The Quest and Oculus has Facebook and all of Facebook's money backing it up. So if the Quest doesn't make a profit, then that's fine. And Oculus has a whole library of games to make money off, which HTC does not. They have some games, but not enough to make a big enough profit, where they can make their headset really cheap. HTC could literally make an Oculus Quest 2 replica, but still have to price it higher just because they don't have Facebook backing them up. I think HTC will make something better than the Oculus Quest 2, but a lot more expensive. Because if they try to cut costs, then they're not going to get any of the bells and whistles that people want, and people are just going to say, why don't I just go get a Quest? It's cheaper, and it's pretty much the same thing. But if they make it more expensive with lots of features and make it way better than the Oculus Quest 2, then they'll get the people who want an upgrade from the Quest 2 and are willing to spend for it. This is not amazing, but still really good for the standalone VR market. Soon Sony will be releasing the PSVR 2, and this headset and the HTC Move will hopefully add some diversity to the standalone VR market. And if there is an Oculus Quest Pro that costs around $600, then they'll all be around the same price, which will hopefully bring some diversity into the VR market, and we can finally have balance in the market in the future. Now for my unscripted thoughts. So I think this headset is going to be good, and I really hope that this headset isn't too expensive, but also isn't too cheap. I think this headset's going to go forward into the workplace, because right now the Oculus Quest 2 really isn't a good headset to use in the workplace. Like having meetings and stuff with an Oculus Quest 2 isn't really good because of that Facebook requirement. And if you want to use a different headset, then you're going to end up spending thousands and thousands of dollars just for one person to have the tools they need to join those virtual meetings. But hopefully this cheaper headset will make it a lot easier for that, because you won't have to have a Facebook login, and it'll still be cheap. So I think this headset's not only going to go to consumers, it's also going to go to those companies, and it's going to be used in the workplace more for meetings and that kind of stuff. Because after the flop of the Vive Cosmos, I'm really hoping this headset will bring in a lot of profit for HTC so they can continue making headsets in the future, and we can continue to have more diversity in the standalone VR market. So thank you HTC for this. We finally might be getting the competition that we need. Is this a Quest 2 killer? I don't think so. But is this a Quest Pro killer? Might be. Or Facebook could just release an Oculus Quest 3 and make it like $200. This whole thing was for no reason. But hopefully that won't happen. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe like I said. If you're not convinced by me just telling you, then go to the link in the description or click the card right here, and that'll bring you to my channel page where hopefully there I can convince you. Trust me, I really want you to subscribe. I really think it would be worth it for you, and it would really help me out. Anyway, this has been Evolve, and thanks for watching.